Lindo, it appears as though it's almost like middle ground is not being found with regards to what is happening there in Tshwane. But 18%, is it too much to ask at this moment in time, or is it simply that the employer is not meeting the demands of the worker?
From the city of Tshwane earlier this morning, before the negotiations started, they said that it is indeed a number that they cannot match. 18% for these employees is simply impossible. But of course, the relentless employees have been stationed outside here. We understand that those negotiations are still sitting at one of the centers here in Centurion in Pretoria. But I want to just quickly show you the effect of this particular strike. We have been able to move up at a focal point where we can see exactly what is the effect. And what you will be seeing there, Faith, as I move out of shot, is the trucks that have blocked the roads. And even further, where my eye can see, is the taxis that are simply trying to get everyone to their respective destinations. But the congestion I'm seeing with my eyes, and hopefully you are seeing through those lenses, is something that really looks very painful for some of these commuters as well as the drivers that will be trying to go home. But more so, Faith, I want to take your attention now to the number of employees that have been relentlessly stationed outside here at the Tshwane House, and quite a number of them, in fact, have been moved since then. There is a group that has been singing outside here for a couple of hours. In fact, I think they started at about 10 a.m. or so, and they are still singing. They are still outside here. They are still calling for that 18%. But as negotiations continue, all they can do at this stage is wait. But soon you will see that group, and I'm hoping you are seeing that group that is moving up to show how relentless these employees have been. They are calling for that 18%. But one of the concerning things, Faith, again, earlier this morning, they said that they couldn't be able to match that. They are trying to go negotiate. But we've also spoke to, over the phone, the mayoral spokesperson, who says that no decision has been reached yet, that the parties are still negotiating, and that anything that we see on social media about an agreement being reached is simply a lie at this stage, because both parties are still speaking at that center in Centurion. So these are the live visuals, Faith, from outside Tshwane House, as the workers continue their plight to picket outside here, calling for that all-important 18% increment that they said, in fact, that was encouraged by the fact that some of the senior members, such as directors in the city of Tshwane, got that 18%. But at this stage, they are saying that they too should be treated as equal, and that they shouldn't use the method of the animal farm, where some animals were equal and some animals were treated better. So, Faith, I'm giving you these visuals outside Tshwane House, and you see the number of people there still singing, still energetic as they sing and wait for the outcome there at the center in Centurion.
Well, then, in that sense, Lindo, is it possible that the officials can actually explain why exactly is that 18% increment being given to senior city officials as opposed to them? Or did that explanation actually not take place and therefore have that animal farm situation as you're articulating?
Well, Faith, allow me to keep on these visuals as I explained that what the spokesperson there said, in fact, was that the reason why the management or the directors as well as the senior officials in the city of Tshwane were able to even get that increment was because they had given up their employer contribution. They said that they will pay for all of the things such as medical aid and housing allowances, and that is why that they were able to get the 18%. But what the city of Tshwane also said was that they will not be able to give the same to these people because of the difference in the pay grade, and that is exactly why this has caused an impasse. Unfortunately, the city of Tshwane wasn't able to explain itself to the people here who are picketing outside, as you see those visuals. And for that reason, they had to come out here, they had to come question exactly what was that reason. And in fact, I haven't seen it in some of the media spaces as I read some of the articles yesterday as to why exactly the directors and senior people in the city of Tshwane were able to get this money until this morning when we got that explanation from the mayoral spokesperson. But at this stage, they are saying that they cannot match that because of the difference of the pay grades, and they're only saying that they are hoping that they'll negotiate with the union to give them something that will be agreeable to them. But at this stage, I should reiterate and stress this, that the employees are calling for that 18%. They have not received, in fact, even now, that explanation of why exactly it was possible for the other group but not possible for them.
Lindo Gutlekulu, they're out in the city of Tshwane as he gives us feedback on that Samwu strike.